recording. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to thrive. February the 19th, 2026. My goodness. Here we go. We are racing towards what is 2/12 of the year, Gary? 1/6. What is that? That is what, 15%, 16% of the year being done
Something
already?
like that.
Wow. That's
220.
wild to think that we're nearing 20% of the year.
Yeah, 16 and 2/3.
16 and 2/3. There we go. Figured the guy from NASA would know exactly how to figure that
Gary.
out. Yeah, he did it with a calculator, though, Gigi. Don't give him that much credit. He had his phone there for him, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
That was
Bet.
quick, though.
Yeah. Maybe that's an indication that he's distracted. His phone's right there in front of him. Maybe that's what that really is.
You know what? It's a devil. It really is.
So I am excited for today because we are going to cover some fantastic ground and get you guys nice and zeroed in and focused on what matters the most, okay, which is profitability. Revenue is wonderful. It's a beautiful vanity metric, but if you don't keep any of it, what is the point? Right? This is a challenge that a lot of businesses struggle with as they grow and expand and they push the limits of what they want to do. They have to invest resources, time and money, of course, into those things, and often that stretches the constraints of the business itself. So we will talk about profitability and why it is the oxygen to your company and why you need more of it in all sorts of ways and some cool, fascinating little nuanced ways in which you can increase profit, which by a show of thumbs up, that's what we want, right? More profit out of everybody that shows up. Yeah, okay. So we shall get to that later on today, plus possibly some very special questions and some very special stuff. So, but before we do that, let's jump into the PowerPoint and get things rolling here. Whoops, wrong button. Slideshow from the beginning. Go back to my people here. Share my screen. Okay, can everybody see Time to Thrive coaching right there in the middle of your beautiful screens? All right, good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to do these specific things. So, getting nice and focused, zeroing in, making sure that we don't have our phones distracting us, right, Gary Class? And making sure that we are checking in with where we're at with our businesses, getting into some roundtable and hot seat coaching, level up lessons about profitability and expansion today, and then we'll wrap things up by the end. All right. But before we do that, let's put ourselves in the right mindset. And this one is critical, isn't it? This one is critical. I have really been struggling with this one in the month of February. I don't know why. I have some weeds that I have to pluck out of my brain. I have had my own personal challenges with this in the month of February. So, without any further ado, let us read this poem together. So, if you can unmute yourselves, please. And I'd love to hear your dulcet tones. In 3, 2, 1. My mind is a
is a
garden.
garden.
My thoughts
Thoughts
are the
are the
seeds.
seed.
And I can
Grow
grow flowers or I can grow
I can
weeds.
grow weeds.
Oh my gosh, speaking of weeds, what happened to my screen? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I leaned and I hit control, I think, on my keyboard and um missed it. There you go. My weed is working with a computer today. There we go. Okay, hang on a second. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for that. A moment of wildness. So, what are the weeds? Is there one specific one that's popping up in life right now? Is there a cluster of these darn things? I have well, she was 12 pounds when she showed up. She's almost 20 pounds now. A particular weed that is growing like a weed. And much less sleep than normal. Maybe that's why February's been a little distracting for me. No sleep. But what is a weed? Grab your pen, grab your paper. Is there a weed that's haunting you right now? As you've heard me say, is it clutching at your ankles? Is it bugging you? Or is it something that's just standing firmly in your way? What is a weed? Okay, and when you've got that weed isolated, written down, just give me a thumbs up. Gary's got his. That's great. Thank you,
That
Gary.
was easy.
Oh, good. The weed
Unfortunately.
was easy right now. Okay, got it. Darinka, how about you? You got yours figured out? Okay, great. And now I want to evolve this a little bit. Today we have enough or less people, so we've got some extra space. Who's open to coaching through their weed at the moment? Anybody want a little guidance and help on working through their weed at the moment? Gary says no. He does not want that at the moment. Does anybody else want a little guidance on working through their weed? Shanna, yeah, for sure.
All right. So my weed is life insecurity, uncertainty. So I'm unfocused on the business.
Mm,
So, like, the business isn't going away or anything, but I am really holding back, just preserving energy and making sure that everything's going in the right direction. So it's just maybe just a time thing. Like, certainly it is. Certainly it is it a bit of a maximum life experience right now, but yeah, I'm just uh, treading lightly in the
mhm.
business.
And so walk us through a little bit why that's a weed for you right now, Shanna. What is it preventing you from doing that you'd like to do?
Profitability,
Yeah.
and uh, just what I would like to do in this moment, because I'm running the online, and I would like to expand that because I think even with uncertainty, online can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that sort of, and the online I'm doing is now in the final 4 sessions, right? So I now need to re-register the kids I've got, or advertise for more kids in an online circumstance right now, because even with uncertainty, it's still 39 below. Nobody's coming to the yard to learn boundaries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you
That
know,
is the boundary.
yeah, that is a huge boundary. So, I think I should be putting the energy into the online, and I think it's
Is the online working? Do they like it?
they love it. Yeah. Yeah, they do. The parents are loving it. I'm just creating my survey to send out to them now so that I can, record some feedback and have some metrics and what have you. But um verbally, yes. And showing up, yes.
Good.
Right. Their
Great.
attendance is really high.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going well. It should be, I think it should be expanded because I think it's a nice option, or it's a nice level. You could meet me on the online stuff, think, hey, she's all right, I'm going to come to the in the yard stuff. Hey, she's all right, I'm going to come to the
Sure.
fully immersed stuff.
Yep.
So yeah.
So do you feel right now that the weed is, I'm trying to connect the two things. The struggle to sort of focus through some of the life stuff that's happening to get to an offer.
Yeah, to be promoting it and marketing it. I haven't created an ad with it or anything like that.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Well,
so I guess what the thing is, what I've done, like I haven't been on for a couple sessions because, like I say, I'm in the fire. So I'm originally thinking, okay, just pull back, deal with this, and then come back in. But I just don't want to disappear.
yeah. Yeah, I think so. This is one of those lessons in the entrepreneurship world is the the being of the duck,
The
right?
what?
You're the duck.
Ah,
You know, above the surface, you are calm and composed, and yet beneath the surface, you're paddling like hell. And it's the part of entrepreneurship that most people never talk about. We love to talk about the freedom lifestyle. We love to talk about the benefits of being in control of your own money, right? And your own resources and your own time and all that kind of stuff, right? But the deep rooted reality is that entrepreneurs take more risk with their time and their money than anybody else on the planet. And that risk comes with a tremendous amount of work, but also can be turmoil, right? It's not the easy path.
mhm.
It can be a very tumultuous journey. And it is never to make light of, we should never make light of the cost, right? Especially as you're getting things started, Shanna. There's not like you're constructing a vehicle as you're driving it.
Yeah.
That is not an easy feat. Not an easy thing to do. Welcome to the call, Ethan. So,
Thank you guys.
hey, buddy, what I want you to do, Shanna, is two things. One, give yourself the grace, okay, to be present in what you're doing, even if it's for 15 minutes at a time,
Okay.
right? Give yourself the grace to be present. I know there's a lot of shit going on,
Yeah.
but you have to you have to find a way of finding the thing that's important to you, which is continuing this business, right? Not letting what's working falling away from it.
Yeah.
And so even if those are 15-minute increments, those are powerful, those are valuable,
Okay.
right? And if you're worried about the marketing side of things, don't hesitate to use written word instead of video. Guys, sometimes it's easier to use written word instead of video because you can just take your time with it a little bit, right?
Okay.
And don't hesitate to use your community and your network to help you expand your reach.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Like by asking them to share or refer
That's
or
right.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Right. If their kids are getting great value out of it, right? Would you know anybody else? You can ask the kids, or you can frame it as, do you think that your kids would have a friend that would enjoy the process? Or I don't know. You have to work on that framing a little bit,
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what's comfortable and what's not.
Yeah. I built
But
it into the survey.
yeah, but the fact is that when you're going through crap, you guys, when there's a whole lot of stuff going on, the trick is you have to find a way of focusing in smaller chunks then,
Okay.
right? Being present in smaller pieces. And that means really getting clear on the goal, Shanna, really getting clear on the goal. Where is it you want to wind up? What is it you're asking of yourself? What is it you're asking of your business? What is it you're asking of your client base? And not in an expansive way, in a tight way. Like what am I asking of myself this week? What am I asking for the month, right?
Okay. Okay.
For me, I've always found that when I'm feeling internally a little overwhelmed, the big picture stuff gets so much harder to put into the frame. You know, when I was running marathons once or twice a year for a while, you would be excited about running the, well, some people wouldn't be excited about running a marathon, but I was excited about running a marathon. Yeah, I'm a masochist. And but during the process, there are times when you don't think you're going to make it. You know, you're 2 hours in, you're at the 16-mile mark, and you're like, how the hell am I going to do 10 more miles? There's nothing left in these legs, right? Like somebody better just start rolling me. That's the only way I'm getting to the end of this. And I remember quite often going, I just have to get to that fire hydrant. I just have to get to that. I just have to get to the next outhouse station, whatever it is that I have to get to, right? Get to the next water station. Yeah, as Gary said, you know, or I would stop. And I mean, I'm not competing on time. So I would stop and have a conversation with the gummy lady. You know what I mean? Like the fact is you find ways of, and you look forward to that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna chat with that lady. I can see her up there. She's 300 yards ahead of me. I can see her right there. I can go talk to that lady and just say hello, right? Whatever it is, whatever is going to get you there. I didn't focus on the finish line at some of those points because that was way too far away. And so I had to, you got to give yourself the grace, Shannon. Just focus on the next 30-minute task because, I can write a post out that can help people, right?
Mhm.
And make an offer from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Does that help sort that weed a little bit?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Is in business, we have to be leaders. Leaders are ducks,
Hmm.
right? Leaders are ducks. There's a whole lot of stuff going on back there, a whole lot of stuff going on under there, but the rest of the world can't see it when we're presenting ourselves,
Yeah.
right? Or else we lose our authority.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is that anybody have any thoughts surrounding what we just did there? Does that help all of you guys a little bit? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Michael, I thought that was really great.
Good. Oh, thanks, Gigi. Oh, that's good. Okay. So let's keep striding forward here. What is the next piece? We're gonna go to checkpoints and check-ins. So let me jump over to my screen. Checkpoints. Oh, come on. There we go. Checkpoints and check-ins. The dog is snoring beside me right now. My goodness. Okay. So revenue, sales, social media KPIs, and wins and challenges. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes here just to document how the last few weeks went. And as we talked about, if specifically some of these items aren't on your list, just adapt the list, right? This is a document that is supposed to illustrate your progress towards your goals, right? So if you don't have a revenue goal at the moment, which I mean, we all really should, but I know in Gary's case, he's more expanding what's going on right now. So if it's not a revenue goal, what else could the goal be, right? Like, what is a win? What's a successful win on that particular front? And in some ways, you guys also, if you're in the process, like Gigi and Gary, of expanding your knowledge and your skill set, adapt this checkpoints and check-ins sheet to be about that, right? Oh, I finished this week or this 2-week period. I need to finish 5 modules of that course, or I need to finish the course and get the certification, right? This is about a progress documentation process. It's not just about revenue and sales, albeit that's ideally what we should be measuring. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, cool. I want this to be a useful and documentation process for each and every one of you. And as we talked about before, but that still means that your social media, your branding KPIs should be tracked, right? Personal branding, unfortunately, is the hamster wheel of business. You have to get on it. You got to keep running it. There's just really no other way off of it. Not in today's world. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, but um, there's a critical reason for that. But I'll give you guys a few minutes here to work on your checkpoints and check-ins document. I need to play music or something like that. I'll have to find something. Maybe I'll find something fun on my my phone. It's by me. Uh-oh. Let's see, what have I got here? Oh, I don't know if anybody can hear it. No? Well, it's quite lovely if you could hear it. It's quite lovely. It's the downfall of having a very effective microphone is it only picks up on the voice. Okay, and just type into the chat, you guys, once you're done. Okay, thank you, Drink Up. Perfect. Awesome, GG. Great stuff. Okay, Easton, good, 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 good. Okay, well, as as Gary and Shan are wrapping up here, um, let's see from you guys here. Who was able to smash that revenue goal that they were looking for the last 2 weeks? Anybody able to smash their revenue goal? Nice, way to go, Eason. Revenue goal. Woohoo! Well done, buddy. Well done. Okay, so Easton hit his revenue goal. And how about our sales goals? This was the number of sales you wanted to make. Who was able to hit the number of sales you wanted to make? Right? Was anybody able to do that? Sometimes those things marry up perfectly. Sometimes they don't. So Eason did. Excellent. Perfect. And what about your leads goal? Who was able to hit their leads goal? Who collected the leads that they wanted to collect? Dorinka collected the leads that they wanted to collect? Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Well, let's hear from you guys a little bit. Eason, what happened? What did you do to rock your numbers?
So mine was the event that I was planning for the last month.
Okay.
So we we had a smaller group actually showed up, and for this one because I wasn't expecting too big of a sales goal or margin, but I was trying to hit two sales and hit a smaller revenue goal of 5K. I was able to get 3 sales and then hit the 5K, so which was awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, the leads, even from the event, we still got. You typically use my Facebook group to get new leads and stuff, but even from the event, we got like a dozen new leads to contact. So it was good. We were just having this time around. We just had a um, smaller number and it was achievable, which is nice.
Fantastic. Good stuff, buddy. Round of applause. Well done. Well done. Perfect. Okay. Darinka, how about you? How about you? What would happen on the leads category for you to hit it?
It's a combination of my posts, and I also um, put my product in the local classifieds. I just go all different avenues. So I had a lot of people reach out, and then I've had people tag me in posts as well.
Nice.
Right? When somebody asks a question for something, a customer will tag me in it. So a lot of conversation that way as well.
Very good. You know what that tells us, Darinka? That you are the local authority on what it is that you do.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, that's what, when people start tagging you in this type of stuff. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just going to roll up my window here a bit. You remember. Oh. What have I done? Now I've gotten stuck. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. I'm having all sorts of wild equipment issues today. What is going on here? Okay. Perfect. Okay. Excellent, you guys. Good job. Easton and Tarinka. Round of applause. Well done. Well done. Getting those numbers hit is fantastic. And Dorinka, remember, those leads are a leading indicator that you're going to get more business soon, right? The revenue is on the way. So that's perfect. Okay, what about your social media or marketing KPIs, you guys? Who was able to hit their reach and engagement KPIs that they were looking for? Anybody able to hit those things from their social media perspective or whatever marketing that you're doing? Drinka says yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Shanna likes hers. That's good. That's good. Wonderful. Okay, perfect, you guys. So remember, your social media or your marketing KPIs are leading indicators of where your business is going, right? They show you the path that you have been heading towards, right? They're showing you what's happening. They're going to be demonstrating the fact that there's value coming. So keep on it. Sometimes you don't see those results tomorrow, but, right, as Ethan can attest to, you do the marketing, you do the work, right? You run your event, and the sales suddenly follow. So good on you guys for keeping up with those things, I should say. Excellent, excellent. Okay, wins and challenges. So do you guys have a chance to write down your wins and challenges yet, or do you need to do that still?
Yes.
Wins, yes. Got your wins written down? Okay, cool. So let's hear from you guys. Gary, your mic is open. What's the win, buddy? What's a big win from the last couple of weeks?
In my training program that I'm taking, the method that I use to really get the information between my ears is to transcribe everything.
Okay.
And so in my and how I end up doing that is the first time I just sit down, I give myself three different levels of transcription. Level one is I just sit down and I listen to the program while Microsoft Word is typing it up with the dictate feature.
Hmm.
And then level two, I go through it a second time and put in the punctuation. And the third time I go in and I put in the missing words, and I really study it when I get to level three. So I did a full week's worth of work to level three transcription over the last week. And then I also wrote and rewrote a vignette story. And it started out at almost 4 minutes. I've got it dialed down to about 2 minutes now, to 2 minutes 2:10. I'm in that time frame, and I'll be performing that to my apprenticeship team on March 5, I think it is. It's the first Wednesday in March, so I'm excited for that because it'll that by itself will start a process of putting together, I don't know, half a dozen vignette stories with point and vignette, point and vignette, point
Yep.
story, point story, and then with a series of mini speeches so that I can go anywhere and be and fill in an amount of time by just picking the blocks of the
Mhm.
vignettes with the points and be able to satisfy any speaking requirement and to be able to handle it well if and when the talk promoter says, gee, Gary, I know we gave you 45 minutes. We need you to be done in 30.
Yeah,
I'll be able to just, okay, here are my stories. I'll get rid of this one and this one and this one, and I'll be down to 30 minutes. So
love it, bud.
it's been good. It's been good.
Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Well done. Congratulations. Excellent. Good win. Good win.
Yeah.
Darinka, how about you? What's a big win for the last 2 weeks for you?
I finally bit the bullet and ordered a gut test kit for our puppy because most of my posts, I'm talking about gut health and everything starts in the gut. And well, how do you know if the gut is okay or not okay? So I've dedicated Thursdays to the whole episode, like, this is what I'm doing first, and then stay tuned for next Thursday. And I've had people
Mm,
say, oh, well, what's happening now? I said, well, make sure that you click in on Thursday and you'll see an update. So
love
it's
it.
actually it's fun. It is. It's very interesting, but I'm enjoying it.
Good. Love it.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
episodic marketing. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, perfect. GG, Damel, what about you?
Wins. I should be receiving my certification any day. I finished the all it was I think it took me like 35 hours to do the test.
Wow.
Um yeah, I had no idea. And yeah, so I got that done. Finally got a monitor so that but and the key is like you can't get things like on Amazon. It takes a while to get down here.
Mm,
And I got my monitor, so I'm starting my class next week. I'm starting to teach. I didn't get to do my lives, but that's okay because I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm sitting here saying right now, tomorrow I'm going to do it. It's going to be fine.
okay.
So
Love it.
it was like really big past 2 weeks. And I think the win with that is that I haven't been posting. I haven't been nurturing my audience, and I still got new followers. And I still have people commenting and, so they're seeing my stuff. So that's good because all that work that I put
That's
into it, I
right.
had no idea how long it was going to take that long. Still getting, like it built me up so I could have maybe, a few weeks of not doing as much and it's okay because I know that I'll get that algorithm going again as soon as I start doing lives.
That's right. See, this is the power of building a personal brand, Gigi.
Hmm.
You're now experiencing it. It's working for you. I love that. It's working for you even when you're not working it. Remember, I've
Yeah.
said to you guys before, marketing is a flywheel, right? Content is a flywheel. You start spinning it and it feels like you're getting nowhere for a while. And then suddenly you realize this thing is spinning. You don't have to spin it anymore. It's got its own gravitational pull, right? But you have to stick in it long enough to build the gravity. So I love it, Gigi. Well done. Congratulations. And congrats on the certification. That's awesome. Shanna, how about you? What's a win for Shanna the last few weeks?
The win is excuse me, is really the program development of the online because I am on the fly with it. That's how
Mm-hmm.
I came into it. As you say, like building the car as I'm driving it. So I'm feeling good about the way it's coming together. The points we're hitting. I think it's good foundation. So I love that we're getting to that point because now I can repeat it instead of
Mm,
build it every time. So that's going to help a lot. Other than I do think now maybe I should build a next level, which I probably will, but I will pace myself a little on that and just get this first level going really well with the paid subscriptions that come on monthly. And I think that's feeling good. I like the way that will be like even the emails, the recap, like it's now I can just go doink, doink, doink instead of making it.
yeah,
So that'll be great.
that's great. That's a huge win. Love it,
It
Shanna.
is,
Well
yeah.
done. Excellent.
Thanks.
Very cool. And from PredCorp Consulting, let's go over to Eason's microphone.
For myself, the big win was doing the presentation. I was kind of hesitant. I've done typically I do one a year, but I tried a new format and it was a lot more engaging.
Good.
So it was a little more structured. I was able to segment it. The presentation was, for my portion, was an hour, and basically what I want to do is work on it and then transition it into a webinar online.
Nice. Nice.
So it was a good learning opportunity.
Very cool. Well, I absolutely love the fact that it went well for you, Eason. That is so fantastic. And building momentum towards what you want to achieve is a critical part, right? You got to have enough speed to get up the hill. So love it, buddy. Good job. Well done. Give each other a big round of applause. There's some good wins for the course of the last few weeks. Woo! Excellent. Okay, now I'll take you to the high. Now we go to the low. What are the challenges? What are the challenges? So you've got some challenges. You've got some weeds from the beginning. Circle the one you want to cover. I'm going to go over to our PowerPoint here. You guys make your challenge choices. Which one do you want us to break down for you today? Which one are we going to unpack? Once you've got your choice, give me a thumbs up in your video. Shanna's got hers. Bang! She knew it. That's great stuff. Okay. Eason, you got yours? You know what you want to break down and get challenged on today? Or work through, I should say, today?
Just give me one more second. I got to pick out of the three here.
Okay. Now remember, as we recap, you are going to state your challenge. Okay? Be as succinct as possible. Right? What was Gary saying? He's taken a 4-minute speech, taking it down to 2 minutes. Here's one of my favorite books of all time. Stephen King, On Writing.
Oh, wow.
This book, he talks about ruthlessly removing words that do not need to be there. That's why you gobble down a Stephen King book like the tastiest appetizers on the planet, because he ruthlessly edits down his words over and over and over again, just like Gary's doing with his stories, right? So the idea here is that in 30 seconds or less, you want to state your challenge and then shed it so that we can start brainstorming ideas with you to help you overcome that challenge. If it's taking too long to state your challenge, you don't understand it well enough. You all with me on that? So, what was it? Is the great Ernest Hemingway that once said, if I'd had more time, I would have written a shorter letter. So take that to heart, my friends. So state your challenge. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you today. So we will give everybody 4 minutes as far as their challenge goes. Pull up my little trusty clock app. And by show of hands, who wants to start? Who's ready to start? Who's going to be bold? Okay, Shanna's going to start us off. Excellent. Okay, perfect, Shanna. You have 4 minutes. Floor is yours.
All right, so my challenge is bringing in minimum 10 paid subscribers to my online program over the next 30 days with minimum effort. Or not so much effort, but minimum time, maybe minimum, let's make it easy.
Yeah.
I know that sounds cheesy, but we're just under the gun a little bit. And so that's the challenge, bringing in 10 paid subscribers over the next 30 days with a minimum effort.
Okay, cool. Let's give her some ideas, y'all.
I would ask, just from curiosity, what stage are you in terms of presenting or marketing your product or services?
I'm ready, but I haven't begun.
So is your challenge, just so my understanding, is your challenge exposure or systems?
Exposure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do have a loose plan, but that is my biggest challenge. So I thought I would throw it out there.
That's great. And I think, Shannon, an important question is what are your, like, do you have some resources available to buy attention? Would be one question I would have. And if you don't,
Not
that's fine. It's just a matter of like knowing what's available to push, right?
right, minimal resources. Everything is just tight right now. So it's time, effort, and resources are tight. Just in this time period.
Okay.
So for myself, the example, like I had a smaller window to advertise for this event.
Yep.
I went full in. I went through my social media. I started emailing. I went through my uh, like contact list. I went through the whole thing. So when if marketing like resources are limited, go through the options that you have available, and then hunker in on what's being successful. So I went through email, I went to social, even like the text messaging worked really well to get some people to the event.
Right.
Go in and then yeah, it's just like any other marketing. Try a couple options, see which one's working, and then drive your attention to it. But it's about micro wins to get that macro advantage.
Sounds great. Thank you, Ethan.
Anybody else? So one of the things I would say, Shanna, is gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers. Okay.
Okay. There are people that are already working with the clients that you'd like to work with, but they're not doing it the way you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so quite often those people are very willing to help you grow if you're helping their client base or if you're expanding. So one of the things I would encourage you to do is watch the office hours from last week because we talked about the 4 wallets,
Okay.
which I'm certain I have taught before. Everybody seemed to forget it, but I know I taught it before. Gigi's like, no, you were holding out on me, bud. So because if you want to ask them of something, so you're asking them for status, for example, or time, then you have to give them a huge uplift in ego or money in order to get them to do that, right?
Okay.
But there are gatekeepers. There are people that are already either helping these kids or helping the parents with these kids, and they're in your
Mm-hmm.
local area. They're those communities you already have connections with, and doing a project that helps them expand their reach and improves their status with their community would be really valuable for them.
Okay. I like that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Excellent. Who's next? Who's going next here? Any takers?
Can I ask one question then?
Yeah.
So just thinking on that project, like I have offered to collaborate before, so say like a fundraiser, like say, well, talk to their events department and see what they have going and would they want to use the facility for something like that?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be necessarily quid pro quo, Shanna. Sometimes it
Mhm.
can just be about you do something that would also help the people that they help. And so they're naturally going to say yes because it improves their status,
I see. Yeah. Okay.
right? You also helped these people.
Yeah.
Or, right, like you're
Straight
just
out of the
simply
wallets last week.
straight out of the wallets. Yeah. So
Okay.
you're
Got it.
just simply yeah, you're expanding what it is that they on some level are helping and serve with.
Yep. Got it.
I
Yep.
was going to
Okay.
suggest the marketing thing that works too is the always targeting the people that buy something before coming to you or
Mhm.
Yeah.
after they buy from you. Who else do they go to? So you kind of have a like a joint venture partnership with those people.
Yep.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
So always think of who's in those, who buys before coming to me, who buys, what did they buy after coming through me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we often will refer that to as upstream or downstream marketing strategies, right?
Okay. Yep.
So
Yep.
after they buy from me, they're further downstream. So who would want those clients? Because I could talk to them. And before they buy from me, they're upstream, right? So
Right.
who would be serving them?
I gotta hop off. Thank you guys.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Ethan.
you.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
Be well.
Okay, Darinka, how about you? What's the challenge for Miss Darinka Gullibright?
Hmm. So I would like to learn how to put together a survey,
Okay,
and I'm sure the option is somewhere in Hourglass. So has anyone here
it's in
looked
sights.
in sites?
Yep,
And then when I create it,
or
does it go
funnels,
be
well, whatever that is.
a survey?
Mhm.
And so and I would want to have it where because a lot of companies that I buy from, after you purchase, they send a survey. So I guess it's automated as well.
Yep, sure.
So my challenge is learning where, and I just want to do a basic survey.
Yeah, so I'll address this real quick. That
Okay.
one's super easy. So if you go into Hourglass and you go to the same section that has your funnels, your websites, and all that stuff, Drinka, you're familiar with it. Look across the top. There's a section that's called Surveys.
Okay.
Click on there, build your survey. Then you want to go into Automations and you want to create an automation that you activate by adding a tag or putting them in your pipeline somewhere that sends them an email or a text message with the survey link attached.
Okay. Okay. And if all else fails, connect with customer support and they'll guide me
Yeah,
through it.
yeah, we are there for you for sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But from a stages perspective, you build the survey. Okay. Then you go into automations and you say, okay, I want an automation to trigger when X happens. So when I add a tag or when I put them in a spot in my sales pipeline or whatever that trigger point is, then you have the action that the trigger does. So the trigger then sends an SMS or the trigger sends an email from Hourglass on your behalf, right? Inside that SMS or inside that email is a link. And all you have to do is literally copy the URL that the survey gives you, paste it in as the link. They'll go to this quick little page that just has a survey on it. It doesn't need to have anything else. It's literally just the survey. You don't even need a page for it. Just link the survey there and they can click on it. They'll fill out the survey. In a survey at the end, you can automate what response they get. So you could either create an automation if you want it to be quite customized for that, or you can just have a little thank you pop up for doing the survey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I send the survey manual? I'm still trying to comprehend the pipeline, so I haven't created that yet because
Okay.
I'm not. I can see the value when you start to get really busy. Pipelines would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can send it manually, no problem. Go to the contact, grab the URL,
Okay.
send it to the contact, no problem.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
also, Michael, I would say that where the call in where you can get help might be really great. What I ran into when I was doing my pipeline was that there were just little things that I wasn't positive on.
Mm,
And I asked Chat, and Chat like walked me right
yeah.
through it. And it even like, well, should I do this or should I do this? Because that I think that's my thing is I was overwhelmed because I didn't know like there's so many different options
So
and
many.
I don't know what would be bring the best value for what I'm doing. And Chat was able to run me through that
Nice.
as well.
Nice.
But
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
so I think if it's simple that maybe that's an option, or if it's more detailed, the
Yeah.
chat line is good, the customer service.
Love it, Gigi. Yep. And when you say chat, you mean actual chat GPT, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So she's going to chat GPT, Dorinka, and asking, how would I do this in Go High Level, basically, right? Because
Mhm.
that's the software.
Yeah.
That's our version of Go High Level. But how would I do this in Go High Level? And it'll just walk you through it.
Yeah, and now it just gives me the options. Hey, look, this is what you're going to do, and then you're going to have these. So it's almost like a step ahead of me.
Yeah.
So it's
And Go High
great.
Level has actually just finished a contract with ChatGPT.
Ah,
So we'll see that you'll probably
Lord.
actually see AI agents literally inside the software over
Yeah.
the next 6 months or so that will do stuff for you entirely, or they'll be right there to help guide you through the process.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how detailed it was, and I love it when
Yeah.
it's a step ahead of me because I
Yep. It
I
knows what
don't
you
know
want.
what I need.
Totally. The other thing I would say about doing surveys or quizzes or anything like that, well, surveys specifically, is make them short, right? And definitely specify what you're looking for out of it. But I'm constantly sent surveys by different companies. I got one from Tim Hortons the other day, and it was like 30 some odd questions to
Wow.
get some sort of like, you know, $1 off or two. And I'm like, I'm not spending. It's not worth the 3 minutes for me to do this to actually get the, you know what I mean? Like, so remember, you wanna make sure that you're doing. To me, it's short 2 or 3 questions surveys are far more effective, and you use them repeatedly over time to gather a deep level of data so that
Mhm.
people are trickling in the information to you. You're not just doing a huge thing all at once because you're going to get way less reaction or way less input. That's been my experience. People just won't finish them, right?
Yeah, I think ChatGPT was telling me to pick five or six, like five. I think
5 questions or
five.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in a way, like I guess if I really narrow something down, maybe that would be okay. Because I was really surprised by that because I think I wrote like 11 or 12 questions out.
Yeah. Right. And it depends. If the reward on the other end, GG, is big enough, people will do it. Right. Like I went down the rabbit hole of doing an IQ test the other night when I was like something on YouTube popped up and I clicked on it. The IQ test took me like 15 minutes, but I really wanted to know how smart I was. So I was in it for the long haul, right? But the
Yeah.
fact is that you have to look whatever is on the other side of it. So if you're doing a quick little survey post a purchase, Darinka, you're probably not giving them very much on the other side, except you're just, hey, hope you enjoyed your purchase, just asking for a little bit of feedback, right? Is very different than, answer these 15 questions for $10 off or something. This is a different process. So good, but very useful. Either way, collect data. Awesome. Okay. Gary Glass, how about yourself? What's your challenge, my friend?
The one I'll share is I've really been looking at the wallets the last week,
Okay.
and I feel. Let me see. So uh, I feel like the time and the money is handled well, and so I need to handle the status and the ego, and so in those I'm we talked a little bit last week about I'm needing to uh, be able to share with my referral agent that I am not going to damage their relationship with their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so my challenge has been how do I better do that? And ultimately I feel like it goes right. It's kind of balanced with the on the ego side with respect to trust me with your friend, trust me with your contact.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
So
How
this
to
is
share. My challenge is how do I share, my opportunity in a way that even increases my referral agent's status with their friend by them introducing me.
mm-hmm. What do we think? It's kind of a deep challenge.
Yeah, it is.
Any thoughts, you guys?
I don't know. I think Michael's the expert on this four wallet stuff. He should enlighten us some more.
Well, that's not very fair, Gigi. Uh, okay, so in this particular case, Gary,
Open your wallet, Michael.
open my wallet. Yeah. Um, so with something like this, what you're really trying to do is, and this is going to get a little chemically and a little complex, but you're trying to release serotonin in the mind. Okay.
Yep.
Serotonin is the sort of status or prestige molecule. It's the trust, right? Or it's you're basically it's a combination of oxytocin and serotonin that you want to release in the brain. And the only way really to effectively do this is tell the right story at the right time. So when someone is interested in what you're offering them, you want to be able to say something along the lines of, and you know what? We did this with X person, right? And not only did that company get a huge boost, right? But their buddy was so excited they actually took them to the Nets game or something like that.
Okay, we've got that.
Right? Like
Yeah,
you want to be able to, you don't want to hit it on a nail on the head because then the person could be embarrassed or ashamed that they don't trust you.
right.
And you don't want to go there. You see what I'm getting at, right? Like you don't want that at all, right? So Gigi referred to me some coaching friends of hers for this magnetic message process. It would be bizarre of me to say to Gigi, "Don't worry, Gigi, I'll treat them really well. You don't have anything to be worried about, right? I'm going to do right by them." My wife behind me says, "Well, that sounds shady." It's like, well, yeah, exactly. I can't that's a very bizarre thing to actually say, albeit could be what's going on in the person's mind. So we have to address it from the back door, like we've talked about with, coming in from the back door to people's minds from a marketing perspective. We have to address the problem they're not actually talking about by saying something like, and you know what? A buddy of mine just helped us with, or just, got us into their company. It was a few months ago. This is what we did. This is the difference already in 60 days. Huge excitement. And as I said, they sent a, $500 gift card for some restaurant or whatever it was, some sort of narrative that proves that Gigi introducing you or Darinka introducing you was good for Darinka or Gigi because the other person got so much success out of it.
Yeah, we've got that.
Yeah. So it's never about addressing the problem head on when it comes to some of these what you would call below the surface wallet problems.
Okay.
That's
That's
why the
good.
stories are powerful. That's why they're effective, right? People don't want, it was funny, a buddy of mine, super smart guy, um, he wants sales to be logical. He so desperately wants it to be logical. And yet that is not the way the human mind normally works at all. Some of us are, but we're not. We're so driven by our amygdalas and our inner brains that we're
Yep.
not logical in the way we do this stuff. But the outcome winds up being logical because of the story that we believe, right?
Yeah, the inner almond.
Yeah. So that's how
That's
you do it, buddy.
thank you.
You bet. Okay, Gigi, your turn. 4 minutes, starting now. Oh, you're on mute.
I guess my biggest challenge is
We
is
got you.
that I don't know, like I did kind of push the button to go live for like 2 minutes and I didn't know what I was doing and I clicked out of it. My challenge is like finding somebody who knows what they're doing that can say, "Hey, make sure you do this, this, and this." And I haven't done that yet because it feels very overwhelming. And I got sidetracked by this certification, but um my goal is to do these lives and then get people to come into my intro program and go from there. But doing the lives, and it's not so much of what I would be doing within the live, it's running the live itself.
Mm,
You know?
the tech.
the techie stuff. And even, what do you have to do to keep your algorithm going? And, I just don't know those things.
Well, and in some cases, you're not going to know them until you do them, Gigi.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah. That's what I said. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. Okay. Any
Do it
suggestions,
tomorrow.
you guys?
Nike logo.
I'm not sure she knows what you mean, Gary.
Just do it.
Just do it. Gotcha. Yeah.
And then the
Yeah, I
beautiful
did
thing
see
about
that there's evidently something that you can sign up to be a moderator for somebody else's live. And I thought that might be something, to help. But
Mm.
what is that, Gary?
that's getting some reps.
Okay.
Some reps.
Yeah, I think the thing is that I hate using the word overwhelmed, but I think overwhelmed. Like I almost can't relax because I'm like, oh my God, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, and I've got to do this. And then it's like, how do I have time to support somebody else? But then at least I would learn. So I'm just gonna do it tomorrow.
Today's better.
Today's
Yeah.
better. Yeah. Go ahead, Drinka.
Do you let people know that you're going to be doing a live in advance? Like I go to a few, like one every Sunday morning, and then another one is always once a month. I believe it's the first Wednesday of every month. But they send out an email and you register for it, and it's on my calendar. And I know the other one is every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And on their Facebook page, they have posts leading up to it. They're talking about what it's going to be about. And I also know the time frame, like how long they're going to be. And then they're recorded. So
Yeah. That was the other thing was that, so Michael, was that you that told me like it's recorded, so then you put it into Descript and get it to bring up 3 videos out of there and then post those within 24 hours? Or did I just like make that up?
Well, you certainly made that part up. I wasn't that specific.
I don't know,
But
it sounds like a
Yeah,
good idea.
that
I
sounds great.
downloaded and used Descript for sure. Yep.
I mean, I don't know what happens in my brain when I go to sleep. I make up all kinds of stories.
And then forget that I've already taught you the 4 wallets. I'm kidding. Oh, um, you know what, Gigi? I don't know that much about going live on TikTok at all, if that's what you're referencing. I'm not sure about the tech. I'm not sure about those particular ins and outs of how that works. But there's really two ways of going about doing it, and one of them is you prep and you just go for it, and who shows up live is who shows up live.
Mhm.
Over the long haul, though, what Darinka's referencing is a more powerful and effective way of doing it because it becomes an episodic process that people want to tune into for the next thing. It takes more organization, it takes some more planning, right?
Yeah.
But I want to address really quickly here that this idea of being overwhelmed, right? And reference back to what we were talking about with Shanna. And that is that you are building a vehicle as you drive it when you're in the entrepreneurial space. And how long you've spent doing it, how big the vehicle is, how robust it is, and everything else is just an indication of sort of the scope of your business, what it does, right? And how stable it's been for how long. But the fact is, you're always building it. And you will go through ebbs and flows where that process feels overwhelming. And then when it doesn't. And the only way, as Gary had mentioned, the only way to really navigate that is through it. And so don't spend as much, as Tony Robbins would say, it's not that he doesn't get mad. He just doesn't give himself very long to stay there.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that becomes the real life altering element, as you know, right? How long do you want to dwell in pain? How long do you want to dwell in suffering? Because that's going to be
Mhm.
what makes life shitty or not shitty. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it's like, okay, why and how long am I going to choose to stay here? because feeling overwhelmed on some level is a decision,
Yeah.
right? We're letting all these other things pull at the strands of our mind. And so it's like we are talking about with Shannon at the very beginning of our call today with the weeds conversation. Give yourself the grace to recognize that I'm feeling overwhelmed. Give yourself the grace to recognize this is where I'm at and permission to change it.
Yeah.
Simple,
And I had to
not easy.
decide to prioritize. I had to decide, okay, you know what? Let that be, get the certification done. Otherwise, you're going to drag it out and then you're not going to do it. So
Sure.
I might as well
Yeah.
give myself that grace.
Yeah. And when you're in the, here's one thing, you guys, in Shanna's space, somewhat in Gary's, but certainly in Gigi's space and in my space on some level, when you're using your knowledge and your skill to change someone else, okay, there is an inevitable imposter syndrome that shows up because you're not a finished product. And that is normal. It never goes away. It just becomes something you skip past faster. That's all.
Mm.
Okay. So, and I say this because a lot of us are quite smart and a lot of us decide that we need more education and more training before we're going to take a stride forward. Gary is laughing, right? I have seen the inner workings of Gary's computers. I know what's on those things. But my point is that we can all spend a lot of time getting more certifications, getting more trainings, right? Being a moderator for somebody else to somehow assure ourselves of what deep down we know we can do for somebody else, but we're just trepidatious about it. It just takes a little bit more encouragement. It just takes a little thing. And so, as Gary said, sometimes we just have to do it, right? And get out there and realize that I do know plenty. I can help in lots of ways.
Yeah, I feel confident in what I'm doing in the material.
Yeah, that's great.
It's just all the techie stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Was that good, you guys? We got some good value out of our brainstorming challenge sessions there. Okay, perfect. So let's talk about profitability. Now, I'm not going to dive into my slides for the profitability part today because they're quite specific about margins and markup and cost of goods and some of these other things that apply to a broad spectrum of business owners, but not necessarily this group entirely, except for Dorinka. But what I want to do is I want to talk about the value, like lifetime value of a client. Okay. So it's a little bit what Shanna was referencing before, but what's the next stage of her program, right? And how to improve profitability by solving problems for somebody, for your client, that cost you very little, if not nothing to solve, but have a huge impact for them. Because it allows you to put your product or your offer in a slightly different framework and quite often actually charge more money. So we're going to do a bit of a brainstorming exercise here. Is everybody with me on this? Okay. So the idea behind this is think about clients, and this what Eason said earlier really, really matches this. Think about the upstream and downstream problems that your clients need solved, right? Think about the upstream and downstream problems that your clients need solved. After they've bought what it is that you're offering them, after they've bought your core product, service, offer, whatever it is, what else are they going to need after? Right? So, what are they going to need afterwards? Or another way to look at this, right? Actually, no, we'll start there. Take the next 90 seconds, write down, okay, once they're finished this product, what else do they need? What's the next thing that they're going to need with their company? Right? With their company. I think about companies. But what does your client need next? Is it a deeper version of what you just did? Is it an evolution to where they're at? Is it accountability for what you just walked them through? Right? Is it a longer version of continuing to pursue the same goal? Is it the next thing that's on the list? You know them better than I do. You know what you do better than I do. So give yourself another 30 seconds or so. What else could they need? Think about their lives holistically. What else is missing? If you finish what you finish with them, what else could happen next? And don't forget, you're not going to use all this. It's a brain dump. It could be exercise sheets, Shanna, or agendas, or some sort of planning process for the parent, right? Drinka, this could be gut bundles. This could be treats. This could be toys. This could be accessories. This could be other things that that client might need, right? It could be feeding guidelines. It could be nutritional advice. What to do when XYZ happens and how to solve it. Young lady, that is my sock. Pardon me a moment.
If it was on the floor, it's her sock.
Let us see her.
Let us see her.
Yes.
Get over here, Fern.
What is her name? Fern?
Yeah.
That's so cute. Oh, she's
Aw.
awesome.
Did you hear that?
She is already big.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness. Yeah. She's getting so big. Right? I
So
mean, I had that picture of her up against my head, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
she's just half the size.
Yeah.
And is
So,
she German Shepherd?
Shepherd, Husky. She's an eclectic mix, Shanna. We don't really know.
She's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. But she's almost 11 weeks and she's just a shade under 20 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's going to be a big girl.
that's good.
I was thinking 55 to 60 pounds. I'm having to adjust to 80 to 90 at this point.
Yeah, right. That's better protection for the
Love people.
kids.
Yeah. Okay. Get down. But she's got the husky mouthiness, that's for sure. Yeah.
Cute.
Okay. Did we get some good ideas there? You guys have some concepts? I want to hear one from each one of you. Not the whole thing. What's your favorite out of the list that you made? Downstream, something after they've bought your main offer.
Well, I said practice and repetition of the skills that they've learned. And then right as you were talking about exercise sheets and guidelines and stuff like that. So that would be really ideal. And then of course reaching out with next level programs. So practice and repetition of the skills is their downstream after seeing me.
Love it. Okay, perfect. That's the type of thing, Shanna, that you could now. And so the reason we do this, you guys, and I'll use Shanna as an example. That's the type of thing now that once they're finished your program, you could offer it to them.
Okay.
Right? And here's a bundle of exercises. Like these are worksheets, exercises, games you can play, this thing. Or here's the cool part. You include it as an upsell when they initially buy the program.
Oh yeah.
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 They already have their wallets in their hands. They've already got their credit card ready to go. And it's like now, and if you want, right? This is how you develop those. You guys have heard of this. Russell Brunson uses the term all the time, OTOs, one-time offers, right? This is how we develop these things. This is how you rapidly increase profit. If your client acquisition cost, you guys, is $65 and you sell something for $100, you're making $35 on that situation. But what if your one-time offer got you to $150? You wouldn't need that many more people to take it to suddenly really ramp up how much profit you make per client acquisition. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what else? Real quick, you guys. What are some other ideas? Shanna had the exercises, worksheets, cool things to do. What else? What else we got? Gigi, how about yourself?
I now getting this hypnosis certification. I can, because I do guided imageries, some like I wanted to do more, but now I can kind of even put it into like more of a trance kind of thing. So
Totally. Love it. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. Darinka, how about yourself?
No, I can see you gave me the idea when a brand new customer comes in, one of my suppliers, they have a special percent discount every month. I'm just going to include that and suggest, by the way, this is at this discount. Would you like to add that with your order?
Mm-hmm.
Just to get them on something separate other than just their box of raw dog food.
Love it. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Gary, how about you? I mean, it's already kind of built into your guys' offer that you do the long-term coaching with these companies,
Yeah,
right?
our first thing is we just get in and do a keynote speech,
Yep.
and based on the keynote speech has an awful lot of the corporation's information built into it that the corporation doesn't even know about themselves, based on surveys that we send to the entire sales teams. So then
Mm-hmm.
after the keynote speech, we've got a 6 hour live training if they choose. And then we've got, after that, or even without that, we've got 1 to 2 to 3 year contracts that provides weekly check-ins and
There you go.
lessons,
Yeah.
and in 30 minutes, because
Yeah.
the sales team can't be taking a lot of time out of their day. They need to be off selling.
Yep. And so this is what I mean by Gary is going to be promoting a mature business model. So most of these decisions, you guys, have already been made by expert.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm getting at. You have to do this for yourselves, right? This is the process I'm walking you through. This is how to improve profit by a substantial margin. So the initial offer for the keynote speech is X dollars. But what they expect is that a certain number of those keynote speech corporations are going to take the next things. So lifetime value, or LTV, of a client is considerably higher than just the initial offer, right? Okay.
Millions.
Upstream things. Let's switch gears. What do they need before they buy your main thing? What do they need before they buy your main thing? What are you solving, or what could you solve? Either productize it or systemize it or content wise. What do they need before they buy your thing? What do they need before? Sometimes a good question to ask yourself is, what do they need to believe in order to buy my thing? And how could I productize that? Right? Darinka, you naturally have samples, of course, that you can use, right? But this could be, raw food guidebooks. This could be, these could be different things that you could promote out there, or raw food feeding calculator, right? Or nutritional breakdown between this food and that food, right? Or, you know, send me what foods you're feeding and I'll compare it versus the best raw food in the world. And you figure out a system where you go to ChatGPT or whatever and you take 5 minutes and it tells you and you respond back to them, right? What could it be? Is it a self-assessment process, Shanna, where they walk their own child through some of these challenges, right? Or here are 15 fun and cool games that you can do if your child has these challenges that ensure they get engaged, right?
Yeah.
So what can you use? What do they need to believe before they say yes to your offer? Is the question. What are all the answers? What are all the things? What before they say yes to your offer, you guys, what are the objections? What are they going to say? Oh, I don't have time for that. I don't know whether this makes like, is this really affordable? What are those questions they're going to ask themselves? Your answers lie in their objections. Yeah, so Drinka, for example, we've got these bundles that are launching in March at the store. There's three of them, right? Because clients normally have the same kind of objections. So we've got the bowl booster, which is that they don't want to switch from kibble, but their kibble sucks. So we need to improve it dramatically, right? And so this is a supplement bundle that they can buy that's unique to us. The supplements aren't unique, but us bundling them together at this price point, they can't get somewhere else. Right? This is how you shift around your unique value proposition, you guys. Sometimes I can go buy these 6 products from somewhere else, but I can't get them for that price at this time from anybody but you. Right? So we've got the bowl booster, we've got the raw food reset, which is basically a big, huge bundle of stuff that they get to make sure they reset the whole tummy. And I think the other one is the tummy turnaround or something like that. So they reset their gut health overall. And so these are 3 different bundle sets that we offer. They're 3 ascending price points. And they solve problems that we continue to hear in our business. Right? How hard is the transition going to be from kibble to raw food? Is your stomach going to get upset? What's going to happen? What are all this stuff, right? And so you can you can add that in as essentially a unique value proposition product that solves that problem. So real quick, what are some of the upstream problems? So before they get to your main offer, what is an upstream problem you can solve ahead of time? Or in conjunction with? Go ahead, Gigi. Yep.
I said prior, I think the questions that would come up would be, what will this do for me? Like, how would I fit into this
Yeah.
program? And will I connect with Gigi? You know, will
Totally.
there be rapport?
Yep.
And so like I very rarely do like 15-minute like strategy calls because I haven't had to, but I could.
You know what, Gigi? Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to address this head on really quick because people don't need those anymore. I was actually exploring those too, doing shorter calls and stuff like that. For the most part, they don't need those things anymore. Why?
Mhm.
Because they've consumed 5 hours of your content already.
Mhm.
If they didn't like you, they wouldn't become a lead in the first place.
I love that. Thank you, Michael.
Okay. If they don't believe in you, if they don't agree with you, they would have fucked off a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So
And that makes sense why I haven't, like I said, I really have not
yeah,
needed.
you don't need them, right? In fact, there's a big movement to change a lot of these like landing pages and sales pages and websites and all this like information that pours out onto websites so people consume it all. A lot of it's vanishing because it just gets in the way of people making a decision.
Mhm.
They either like you and they trust you because they've consumed 15 hours of your stuff already, or they don't, right? Darinka loves Rodney Habib and Karen Becker. Me too, right? If they make an offer, I don't need a 15-minute clarity call or strategy call to find out whether it's going to work for me or not. I've already watched 57 hours of their stuff. I love them. I'm saying yes, right? So the fact is trust your marketing that that's doing what it needs to do. Because here's the number one thing, guys. Remember, I have said this before, but I'm actually changing my tune. I do not think the number one resource in our economy anymore is attention. It used to be money, for sure. It used to be attention. I don't think it's either one of those things anymore. right? It is now trust. Okay? It's trust.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like you? Is what you're saying resonating with me? Do I find it valuable? Do I think it's important? Now, do I actually trust your history, trust what you're saying, trust your face, trust your voice? Are you not artificial intelligence? Do I think that you actually wrote this? All that stuff. That's what we're asking ourselves now. And we will pay our attention. We will invest our attention into the people that we trust. Trust has become the number one economic resource. Right? Look what it does. Like you can even just tell by our politics. Not to dive into that spectrum, but look at our politics, right? One side doesn't trust the other side. This side doesn't trust that side. There's no conversation happening. It's just complete trust war on both sides. Each one of them knows they're going to get the entire full attention of whatever base they serve. They don't need to argue about attention anymore. They just need to make the other side untrustworthy. That's all it's about. So if they haven't decided that they like you and they know you and they trust you and what's coming out of your mouth by consuming your content, a 15-minute strategy call is not going to help that at all. So you're absolutely right, Gigi. The more lives, the more of those things you do, and then you just make an offer. You don't even need a landing page for the offer anymore. My next offer is going to be like a Google sheet. I'm just sending it. Here's the sheet. This is what we do. Here's the payment link. Click here. It doesn't need fancy. It doesn't need these things, right? It just gets in the way. People are like, oh my God, this is like 17 freaking scrolls of testimonials and bullshit. I don't need it. How much is it?
That's always so annoying. Yeah, I don't pay attention to
Yeah.
those.
It's ending. It's over. Like that part of things is changing. There'll still be people that it works for and everything else, but that will slowly but surely erode away. And within the next 18 months, you'll barely see any of those offers anymore. Right? We don't need them. We've already decided. We don't need you to build up all this authority anymore. Right? Cool. Okay. Anybody else? Real quick, something that's upstream. Let's hear one more option. One more upstream thing. Before they buy your main offer, what's there?
For me, it's a book.
It's a book. Yeah,
Book.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class.
Love it. There you go. See? Simple. Just a book. Here's my tease. Yep. And the thing is, guys, is the great part about this is Gary was talking about story blocks before, right? When you understand what you could offer somebody, you can start to put the blocks in. You can go, okay, I'm going to make my offer, but I'm including 6 books so they can hand them out to their sales team, right? Or I'm going to make my offer, Gigi, but I'm going to, make my offer, but also include this group thing where it's 90 minutes. It's super comfortable, like whatever that could be to ensure the trust factor is there that you need so for them to go deeper into something, right? These are things that we can do. We can use them as blocks and Lego pieces to build out our offers and test what's actually going to work. Right. But the great thing is, Shanna, you can go to ChatGPT now and you can have it custom design or go to Gemini or custom design. I want the worksheets. This is what I want them to do. Make me a worksheet that does this. Make it look like, horses galloping over the moon for all you care, like whatever. And it'll come up with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to Freelancer and for $20, you have somebody design the whole thing. They're probably going to use ChatGPT to do it. Right. Whatever. But there's resources at your disposal now to rapidly iterate this stuff once you make those decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Does that make sense, you guys? Was that good? Awesome sauce. Okay. So as we wrap things up today, I want you to look through your challenges. Okay. What was the thing that you've decided to do to overcome that challenge? Look through that. What's your decision there? Let's concrete that in. You don't have to say anything. Just pick it. Okay, pick it. Congratulations to Darinka and Eason for knocking out some of their KPIs and their checkpoint and check-ins goals. That's amazing. And then let's let's anchor in this process here that we just kind of walk through. What is vocalize? One thing that you're going to make sure you put out there to uniqueify your offer a little bit. What do you want to do in the next few weeks? What do you think? What can you add? upstream or downstream product?
I would do a downstream package, like at the bundle,
Yeah,
um, that we were talking about as an upsell for an initial purchase. I'm gonna create that.
cool. Love it. Awesome, Shanna. Very cool.
So I think for me, like I guess it would be an upstream is that what I ran into with as a client is like needing, I mean, she's just in such a bad place that she needs almost like that constant. So I'm doing
Mhm.
a session with her every day, like,
Yeah,
just, 45 minutes to an hour.
yeah,
And because sometimes that's what people need
yeah.
when, you know,
Love it,
and
Gigi.
then she can step into the other stuff, but I'm not sure I mean, as bad as difficult of a situation that she's in right now, she couldn't even think about probably doing like my
Yeah,
first program. Like, we got to get her. So
love it.
that just came up yesterday.
Very good. Very good. Gary's going to hand out more books. That would be my guess. You got to get out of your
Yeah,
hotel room there.
and each chap, there's 177 things.
Yeah,
Each of the things is a page or two. Read 5 of the things in the book, and if it resonates with you, let's talk more.
yeah,
It's easy.
yeah. You know what I would do is I would do your best in your first initial conversation to pick 4 or 5 that you want to tell them to read. Give them direction. If you leave it open to them, they won't move.
Well, I'll just tell them to read the first 5.
Right? Well, if it's selective, it feels more valuable to me.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
if you looked at my life and you said, hey, I'm going to give you this book, I think chapters 6, 9, 12, and 15 would be perfect for you. Those all just happen to be 3s, didn't it? 6, 9, 12. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like if you customize it, now I want to read it. You can pick the same ones every time.
Right.
Pick the same from the same 8
Right.
that you
Right.
love the most, right? But it feels customized. Drinka, how about you? What's one thing? Upstream, downstream, help your profitability.
I'm definitely gonna incorporate like whatever's on a discount this month and I'm gonna just offer it to everybody who
Yeah,
hasn't tried this product and just start moving things. Yeah.
cool. Okay, excellent. Love it. Love it, you guys. Okay, so a couple quick things. We are going through, I was mentioning this to Gary before we got started. We're going through an evolution here with TYME Marketing and Consulting, just in the sense of how exactly we name things, frame things, and offer things. So the content to cash program that we've sort of pinned everything around is going to be a part of what we do. But I think it's certainly become clear to me. I hope it's become clear to you guys that that's actually just a chunk of what we're actually doing with TYME Marketing and Consulting, right? I mean, we talked about content a little bit today, but we're doing so much more than just simply talking about content to cash. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I certainly have been feeling that way. So
Yes.
you will, over the course of the next few weeks, see a different evolution to these things, different naming conventions, and as I mentioned, some different stuff will be coming out. But really, my big goal, okay, is to serve you guys as entrepreneurs and business people to improve your ability to influence others and persuade them. That is my top skill set. That's the best thing I can help you do from a marketing perspective, from a sales perspective, and certainly from a leadership perspective, is to help you learn the communication ability to get what you're trying to get across to somebody else. It's a highly nuanced scientific and artistic process. And whether it's content, whether it's sales, whether it's promotions, whether it's delegation, to me, it comes down to that fundamental truth. If we cannot communicate and influence the person on the other side of the conversation, we are getting nowhere. So that'll be the foundation. That's the beneath the surface truth about what it is that Michael Bridgman and TYME Marketing Consulting is going to be all about.
Awesome.
That makes sense for you guys?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. So we'll have more stuff coming out about that over the next while, but you'll see my branding and what I'm talking about start to evolve here moving forward. Okay, cool, everybody. Any eureka moments today? What was an aha moment for anybody? as we wrap things up here, what was a big standout for you?
I really like the upstream, downstream ideas and like getting that brainstorming going. It's really got some creativity, and for me, it was what I needed.
Mm-hmm. Creativity is a sweet spot for you, Shanna.
Yeah.
So go there when you need to focus.
Okay.
Puts you in a good space. Cool. Okay. What else? Gigi, how about you? What was a pop out for you?
Um, hmm. I don't know. There was I think even that you validated kind of what I said about they already know me.
Yeah.
They know me, and that's why this whole process of me moving, shifting from holding space for that person to me being the expert and can guide them. They already know if they connect with me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you do the marketing. That's why you do the branding. Save yourself so much time on the sales side.
Oh, yeah, there is really no sales.
No,
There-
no. They're selling themselves.
Mhm.
Perfect. Cool. Gary, how about you?
For me, my aha was how to have my referral agents uh, have even better reputation with the people that they're handing to me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how to present that, how to communicate that.
Yeah. It's a nuanced approach, buddy, right? Because it's got to be a little
Yeah.
customized for who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But that's going to become
And
a
it'll be
key
the
part.
same it'll be the same format with everybody, and it'll just be a little, I don't know, it'll be fill in the blanks with the who and the what.
Yeah, now you're getting it. There's a science behind how this stuff works, right? Love it. Perfect. Darinka, how about you?
I really like when with Shanna's challenge, focus in smaller chunks. I could use that as well.
Hmm.
No. So to me, that I really needed to hear that, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a thought, you guys. So real quick as we wrap this up, because I love what Darinka just said and what Shauna was talking about. Would it be valuable to actually do 60-minute work sessions where we do a 28 or 29-minute Pomodoro style? Like, okay, everybody, what are you working on? Awesome. G's working on this, Dirk is working on this, whatever. And we hold space in a virtual room, right? And we can play music or whatever it is, and then we do it for 26, 28 minutes, right? It's a sanctified space where you work.
Um,
And then at the midway point mark, everyone's like, okay, we gotta what's your progress? Anybody running into anything? Okay, awesome, cool. Next one. And we do it twice. Keep it within an hour or so.
Michael, I like that idea. And I think I talked to you about this before, is even the accountability. Like
Yeah.
I've been used to being in accountability groups, and the one that I enjoyed the most and probably was most effective outside of your challenge, because your challenge was like pretty effective for me. But it's that accountability.
Hmm.
Because it's really easy as being my solopreneur here that to go, you know what? Like these other things, I'm sidetracked now. And I
Yeah.
did more for my accountability group because I didn't want to let them down than I would do for myself.
Okay, cool. Well, as I said, I'm thinking about how we're evolving the program, right? And uh, naming convention wise, I think I'm going to go with something like the business lab or the growth lab, and and we're all lab partners, right? Or we're members of the lab, as it were. And so naming convention wise is like, okay, this is, we've got a lab hour coming up or whatever it is. And what's cool is I've got some really neat people on my team that I don't necessarily have to do these things. Like Irene could come and hold space for you guys, right? And she's fantastic. She's done a whole bunch of Proctor Gallagher Institute stuff. She's amazing. She's a genius. And she's my right hand person in a lot of what I do. And she'd be great at going, okay, here's the workspace. Where's it? Let's get to work, right? And holding people accountable that way for things. So, okay, we would find those things valuable then, yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't think we wouldn't have to do it every week. Maybe it's like a once a month or twice a month thing where we do, a work
Mhm.
session. So
Mhm.
just trying to find ways to add value.
I think it adds value just in holding space for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Totally. Okay, cool. And accountability groups, crucial. And Gigi, I actually, I loved what we talked about with the challenge thing before, because the next version that we're going to be opening up with what we're doing, I really want to put that concept in place again. But if it's not narrowly focused on content to cash, we can now expand to both sort of widen but also simplify what it is we ask people to do in those 28 days so that they can get more progress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Okay.
Well, you're gonna have so much more information when you get done doing your your sessions that you're doing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Durinka, was that valuable for you? That 90 minutes? I'm sure it was. It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. She's rewatching it right now.
I've done all done, and
Oh, okay.
I can read what the hell I scribbled yesterday.
It's intense. It's fast paced. It is bring your pens, be prepared. That's for sure. So good, good. Awesome, guys. Okay. I'm gonna turn this off, rock and roll. See you
See
on the
you
flip
tomorrow
side.
at noon.